Smoking your friend in my blood. I fell in love with my gun. Flex the finesse just for fun. Tryna play me, are you dumb? Run up on me, make you run. Smoking your friend in my blood.
Hey, welcome to CrazEsportz, new segment called Prospect Profiles. Something that we are doing which focuses on NBA2KLeague prospects, where we give you, the prospect, a forum to tell your story, to tell everyone out there, including NBA2KLeague coaches and GMs, why they should choose you or why they should draft you if you end up on the team's draft board. So how this is going to work is when we publish any prospect profile, we are going to actually send it out on Twitter, and we're going to tag NBA2KLeague GMs and coaches. So they're going to get a copy sent directly to them of your profile. So without further ado, all the way from Ontario, Canada, I'd like to introduce Joel Kelly. Joel, welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you for having me, man.
So obviously you tried out for the NBA 2K League last year. How is it going so far in season 2 and the tryout process for you?
Well, season 2, I feel they made it a bit more difficult than last year. The way the first round was last year, you had to achieve 50 wins, and there was no win percentage that you'd have to achieve while doing so or anything. And this year they made it a lot harder. You have to get the 100 wins with a 50 win percentage. That's difficult, man, especially if you're in school trying to manage a full-time job or whatever. But yeah, man, I finally finished up close to the end there, got the application submitted, and everything went pretty smooth. Then I'm excited.
Fantastic. So now you're looking forward to the Combine, which starts in early December. So the Combine last year, what did you learn from going through that process in season 1? And what are you going to bring with you into season 2 when you complete the Combine?
The Combine was a lot of fun last year. It was different to go in and see all the player builds, the player models that they had made. It was different to use those, and especially going in playing with people that you've never played before. And I feel like this year the Combine will definitely be a lot more competitive, considering the fact that they made the qualifier a lot more difficult to pass. So I'm looking forward to seeing the level of competition that's going to be in the Combine this year compared to last year. And I'm just ready to go forward. And
that's fantastic. So how long have you been playing NBA 2K?
I've been playing for about 4 years now, maybe 5. I picked it up when I was younger. I'd play now just against my buddies and stuff. And then the one year the 2K16 there came out free, that's when I really got into it. Started playing Park, getting into the Pro-Am with my friends, and started being more competitive with it.
That's fantastic. So in terms of what you could bring to the table, so what would you want or what do you think your strengths are that you would bring to an NBA 2K League franchise?
There's many reasons why I feel that I'm one of the best. I have a very high IQ for the game. I have elite defense on the floor. I excel at guarding pick and roll. I have great communication with my teammates. A very strong mental tenacity. I'm able to play through pressure, not panic in tight situations. I have the ability to learn, know my teammates' game in tight situations. I'm able to improvise plays, make critical passes. And it's important when you're playing point guard to try not to show off, because some isolation plays and fancy passes can always wow the crowd, but they're not always necessary in games. I mean, I like to involve my whole team as much as possible. Just because I'm in good shape on the court doesn't mean that everyone else on the team is. It's good to get them involved, get them in their flow. I try to speak motivation to my teammates, talk to them when they make mistakes, try to make them feel better about themselves, find a solution to make the game flow better. Yeah, I just try my best to do everything for my team and get the win.
And it's interesting you mentioned basketball IQ, because playing basketball in real life is one thing and playing NBA 2K online is a different thing. Did you ever play basketball in real life?
Yeah, definitely. I played for my high school in Orleans. I played there for 2 or 3 years. I was on the starting lineup there. And then when I moved out to Canada here, I played on my high school team for 1 year, and then the second year I wasn't able to play. But I was always on the basketball team, man. I really enjoyed it. It was always a great experience. And then once I finished high school, my little sister went into basketball herself, and I coached her for 2 years. And that was also nice to see basketball from a different perspective.
So do you think that bringing the basketball IQ from playing in real life, how well does that translate to playing basketball online?
It definitely helps. It's there's a basketball IQ, and then there's kind of a 2K IQ. So the real life basketball definitely translates over. It helps you make good decisions on the floor. It helps about mismatches on defense and defensive sets, offensive sets, stuff like that. But you also have to have the 2K IQ to know how to make your shots, how to like kind of get by your defender, how the game works and stuff like that.
We're talking with Joel Kelly. Gamer tag, I think, is Kelly KTV, right?
On Twitter, it would be Kelly0T with the number 0.
Gotcha. So, and it's interesting, you touched on the fact that you are a point guard. Are you going to be trying out in the combine as a point guard as well?
Last year I tried out as a power forward. Primarily, I got my 40 wins in the combine as a power forward, and then I started playing as a point guard. I played about 30 games last year in the combine as a point guard, so that was kind of my secondary. And then over the past year, I've been working towards playing that point guard position more. So I think that's what I'm going to be trying for this year, and I'm super excited to see how it goes.
What kind of a teammate do you think that you would be if you were on an NBA 2K League team?
I'd definitely be a great teammate. I'd be very motivational. I'd always be there for my teammates because your teammates come first. If everything's good with your teammates, that makes things better on the floor and all around life. So.
And what is the motivation? I mean, there's a lot of people. I mean, 72,000 people tried out last year. I have no idea what the number is this year, but I'm going to assume it's going to be close to the same. So what is your why? Like, what is driving you to become an NBA 2K League professional?
I've always loved 2K. When I play 2K, it brings me back. I'm filled with so much excitement. It brings me back to the days when I played in real life. The feeling is like surreal. So being chosen for the NBA 2K League would change my life drastically. It would be unbelievable.
And are there challenges that you're facing outside of the game that you're having to overcome, in the process so far, and looking forward to the combine? What are the outside challenges that you're going to have to overcome?
Right now, I mean, I'm taking care of my little sister. I'm helping my mom out. We're going through a bit of a tough time around the house at home. So work a full-time job. So, I mean, getting the time to play, that's one little obstacle. But other than that, it's just doing my best, trying to enjoy it.
So in terms of your tryout, I mean, in season 1, what is your biggest takeaway from that whole tryout process that you're going to have in the back of your mind as you're going through the process for season 2?
One big thing I learned from the first year of the combine would definitely be communication, because you get matched up with a couple people that really don't want to communicate. They don't play the best as a team, and some people, they'll break down early, they'll start arguing and stuff like that. You just gotta try to keep your team into it and just try to do your best to keep everyone in their game.
And it's interesting you mentioned that, because I've played online, and one of the most difficult things is when you are thrown together with 4 people that you've never played with before. Playing with randoms, they call them. I mean, that is a big challenge, because the minute that the game starts going south for your team, you hear criticism, and people online can get pretty vicious. If you've come across that situation in the combine, I mean, how do you plan on dealing with that?
I mean, you can't just let it go, because then things will just keep going downhill. You got to try to pick them up from where they are in their head. You got to try to explain to them what we're doing wrong and how we can fix it. And that's basically it. I mean, it's rough. It's rough when you're down. It's rough when you're losing, but you got to keep a solid head, and you're never out of the game until the buzzer finally sounds.
What is the one thing that you want to improve the most about your game, and why?
One thing that I feel that I need to improve would definitely be my passing near double teams. When I'm being double teamed at the top of the floor, I tend to always look to the wing. That's just a habit that I have. I need to get out of that habit. So that's literally my one thing. I make that mistake all the time, and I tell myself in the back of my head, I've been working on it, and I just gotta learn how to maneuver around that double team on the half court trap, and that'll be my one thing.
Everybody that makes the league is pretty much a superstar. And if you're on a team with, in the NBA 2K League, you got 5 other superstars. Not everybody can have the ball. So, I mean, how would you deal with a situation where you're on a team, NBA 2K League, and you've now got 5 teammates who are all top level players? I mean, how would you deal with that?
With the skill level, I mean, it should come pretty naturally within the first couple games, but like I think it would definitely take time to learn each other's skill sets and what we do best and stuff like that. As for living in a building with the rest of my team, I mean, that would be super exciting, and I'd really be looking forward to that.
I'm going to give you one last opportunity, and just imagine that you're speaking directly to NBA 2K League GMs and coaches to sell yourself and tell them why you would be a really, really good choice to be on their team.
NBA 2K has always been one of my favorite games to play and compete with others, and making the NBA 2K League would really be a great experience and a complete dream come true. So thank you for listening to me. It really means a lot. And thank you again for having me. I was glad to be here.